Well, we got a couple people in the room. How is everybody this evening? Let's see who all we got here. Sakima's Ridge, good evening. Tinker's Wife, Camp Panton Family Compound. For some reason, that doesn't roll off my tongue very easily. Camp Patton Family Compound. Gemini Homestead. Tracy at Leap of Faith Homestead. What else we got? Just in time prepping. Hi Smudge, how you doing? Geeky Gardens. Ozark Mountain Goats. So, wanted to revisit the subject of thumbnails. A couple reasons. Number one, every time you put up a video, it has to have some sort of an associated thumbnail with it. Whether you choose it, make it, or YouTube selects it out of your video. And for those of you that may or may not know, when you upload a video, the YouTube little hamsters that run around in there. Sherry's looking at something here. I'm trying to see what she's looking at.
The background. You have smudge covered up.
I have smudge covered up. Yes, I have some. All right. Here, there's smudge. Okay. So now that we found smudge in the background. What was I doing? What was I talking about?
I wasn't listening because I was looking at the banner.
Well, and I saw you looking at the banner, so it totally distracted me.
I could stick out my tongue and that would totally distract.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Duncan 1900 forming our backyard. And anybody else I missed? Hold the walnuts. Hello. Okay. Where were we?
Talk about thumbnails.
Talking about thumbnails. Okay. For those of you that don't know, anytime you upload a video, YouTube automatically, the hamsters within YouTube scan your video and select 3 scenes from within your video. And then the lead hamster says, this is the one that should be your thumbnail. But here's 2 alternate ones in case you don't like that one. But there is another option. That's for you to create and make and upload your own thumbnail. If you have some other programs like TubeBuddy, they offer a thumbnail generator, thumbnail maker, where you can create it from scratch. You can create it from uploading an image. You can create it from your own choice of a picture within your video. So there are other options. If we do a search, and let me get this set up here. If we do a search for creating YouTube thumbnails, what seems to come up first in most cases is a program called Canva, canva.com. It's a YouTube thumbnail maker. Of course, there's other things you can do with Canva. They have 2 versions of this particular program. One of those is totally free, and the other one is the pro version. And of course, that costs money. But let's just go to that program very quickly here. They have a lot of templates. So when you're talking about YouTube, you're talking all the art in general. So creating banners, creating thumbnails. They have tons and tons of templates. They have thousands of fonts. They have a very, very wide selection, and you can make very high quality YouTube thumbnails for free within this program. And if you so decide to go to the pro version, well, you get 30 days free on that just to try it out. But not only does it work for YouTube, they also have things for Twitter, well, other social media, for Pinterest and LinkedIn and Instagram, Facebook. If you have an Etsy store. So they have templates for virtually all online media. And the majority of the stuff is free. The more detailed parts are not. But you don't need to go pay money to do this. So let's just close that. If you are going to go look at a program to do it, I would suggest you give Canva a try. But let's go back to this Google search. It says, and I just put in a search, creating YouTube thumbnails. Well, they come up with some videos. Well, let's go a step further. Let's look at more of the videos. Now, just how YouTube decides to feature these in what order, I don't know. The first three they had pictured on the front page, but when I go to the videos tab, the same three are 1, 2, and 3 here. But the first one is put in here by video influencers. They have a great channel, lots of information there. Justin Brown is the second one. And Sunny, I'm going to butcher her last name. If she ever would find this video anywhere, I'm sorry, Sunny, I can't say your last name. Leonard Doozy, that's what I'm going to say. But very popular channel. She does very good. Snappa.com. And then there's some YouTube.com. Here is Nick Nimmin. He's got one. PicMonkey's got a thing here. Here is a TubeBuddy. The whole point here is, here's another Nick Nimmin. There's tons of information out here. However, if you go this route and you go out and search on your own, be cautious as to what the vintage of the information is you're looking at. Just for example, this third one down here by Sunny Leonard Doozy. Doozy? Does he? Daisy? All right, created by Sunny. Let's just go here real quick.
Graphic design, not creative, no Photoshop, no worry.
And I'm going to turn her down. You can't see. But if we skip through this a little bit, I think you'll find that she suggests using Canva and PicMonkey. Yeah, those are the two programs she suggests using. However, the information in her program, because this was uploaded on May the 25th, 2015, I don't care that it's got 650,000 views. It's not relevant, it's not correct, it's not good. If you use the information that was contained within this video, you would not be able to upload your videos because YouTube has changed. Let me see if I can just spot it here. Hoping to. Anyway, the information that's contained within this gives you the wrong resolution for a thumbnail. And if you tried to upload it, YouTube would laugh at you and say, sorry, it's not working. It's not going to happen. And that's not to take anything away from her technique or anything else. It's not to take anything away from the video. The whole thing is that this is outdated information. So make sure you get something fairly recent. This top one, this was in 2016. Well, I don't know that that's 100% accurate. I've not gone in and watched it. This other one was 2018. Here's 2017. Here's 2018. Now this one, you can probably rest pretty assured that the information from this video, which is all of 5 minutes and 32 seconds long from TubeBuddy, is accurate. If you notice the date on it, it was published July 26, 2019, not that long ago. This one, March 5th, 2019, probably accurate. You start going back a year, I would double check. So where do we double check? Well, we can go into add video thumbnails. YouTube help Google support. Google support will tell you what the current sizes and things you should do with thumbnails is, if I said that correctly. Now, for the purposes of my discussion on Tuesday nights, I apologize. Is the music too loud? Let me shut down the music. Bet it is. I'm sorry. Did anybody say anything and I just missed it? Chipper's Family Adventures, I most certainly can, and we're going to get to that here in just a moment. Everything we do tonight, I'm going to suggest as far as doing thumbnails is done with a PC, not a phone. I do not edit with a phone. I just do not. The screen on a phone is not a sufficient size for me and my old eyes to focus sharp enough to see what I want to do with the thumbnail. So to create a custom video thumbnail, of course, you have to have a verified account. And for new videos, this tells you how to upload custom thumbnails, how to go through the, to go through the YouTube Studio beta program and do it. Image size and resolution. Have a resolution of 1280 by 720. Then in parentheses, it says with a minimum width of 640 pixels. So in other words, it doesn't have to be this big, but this is the largest it can be. Now, the video I was talking about earlier, Sunny's video, well, she said that the size she used was a 1080 instead of a 720. It's way too big. It just plain wouldn't work. There's numerous formats you can use, JPEG, GIF, PNG, but there is a size limit on the overall picture. They also recommend you using a 16:9 aspect ratio. It is the most used in YouTube players and previews. That is your phone held horizontally. Thumbnail policies. They have to follow community guidelines. Well, this is a whole night of talk by itself, but pretty much what it means is selecting a thumbnail that shows nudity or sexually provocative content is considered hate speech, portrays violence, or is considered harmful or dangerous may result in the rejection of your thumbnail and a strike on your account. Repeat offenses may lead to the removal of your custom thumbnail privileges for 30 days and ultimately account termination. In other words, if you upload that triple X rated picture, hoping to get more clicks on your video because there's something naked on the screen or whatever the case may be, you could very well be, you will be in violation, and you could lose your channel over it. How can YouTube tell? Well, there's I don't know what the latest is. Something like 800 hours of YouTube videos are uploaded every minute. Well, that's more than what YouTube can hire people to preview all these new videos and determine if they're okay to be viewed or not. So that's where Google has come up with an artificial intelligence engine. Now, this is something we talked about way back on this video, on this channel, February the 26th of this year. YouTube editor, thumbnail AI, artificial intelligence. So pretty much everything we talk about here tonight, this is not new. We're just revisiting it. It's been brought up a couple other times since then by some other channels. And the funny thing about YouTube is it's a flowing process. So there's so many people involved today that were not involved yesterday and don't necessarily would they go back and see this that was actually produced and put out last February. But if y'all like to take a look at that, it is in our videos. And if you just look up thumbnail AI, you do a search for that, it'll pop right up. But anyway, that's what this is, Vision AI. So what I'm going to do is just show you very quickly here how it works. And let's look at the thumbnail that I drug everybody that's in here tonight. I drug you all in here with that thumbnail. So we're going to go first to the original picture that I used, and I got this off Pixabay. And it's talking about a sunburn. Oh, I have to click I'm not a robot. So this is what the artificial intelligence thinks this object is from just looking at it. For some reason, they're picking this up as a bracelet. Well, I'm not sure why, but they do have it held right here as such. Let's look at labels. Well, they've caught the waist, back, abdomen, skin, hand. And they assign different percentages to all of these things that they think it could be. And then I find this very interesting. From just looking at this picture in black and white, this is not a color picture. There's no indication of a redness of skin or even a very clear indication as to just what the picture is. Look what this artificial intelligence has done in looking at this picture. And they've attached the following entities to it: sun cream, sun burning, sun tanning, lotion, very little clothing, I guess, skin, photography, health, undergarment, and they even have used the word toplessness. Well, I have no idea because the picture doesn't go up that high. Pages with matched images. And just for the fun of it, let's go to one of these. I'm not sure where, but somewhere on this page. Right there it is. Look at that. It matched the image exactly. So this goes on and on and on. Properties. Well, there's not a whole lot here. They do talk about the dominant colors and so forth. As far as a safe search, they're saying it's unlikely this is an adult picture. Very unlikely it's a spoof. Possible that it's medical. It's very unlikely that it's violent, but it's very likely that it's racy. Okay, well, this was the original picture. So now, let me go in and grab the thumbnail that was the clickbaity thumbnail that enticed everybody here to come in here. Now, if you remember what the other one was, nowhere did it have belt and person here, but now it is saying a belt and a person. It said bracelet before, but now they're saying a belt. Now they're saying a person. Labels. Well, there's a text label, but they're not near as much as what they are as far as body parts. As far as web, well, I don't know. They're still throwing a little bit of nudity out there. They have also picked up all the text on this picture to the point that they have identified exactly what is there. And the properties. And from a safe search, well, this is pretty safe. They're even just saying it's possible racy, not very likely.
Gemini's asking, so a personal picture taken for thumbnail is good or not good?
It can be great and it can be bad. It depends on what the picture is.
Repeat that was, because I don't have my microphone next to my mouth.
Okay.
They don't know what you're answering to.
All right. All right. Sherry just asked me, apparently Gemini in the chat asked, I'll repeat it. What wants to know if a picture you take yourself.
So a personal picture taken for thumbnail is good or not good?
It can be either. Depends on the content of the picture. In the first place, if it's your picture, it is yours. You have the actual copyright to that picture. You can't just go out and grab a picture off the web. That could be copyrighted by somebody else. Now, the picture that I used, I got from a site called Pixabay. And Pixabay has thousands of pictures and images that are totally free to use with no attribution to the originating composer of the picture, that you can download and use in personal projects, in commercial projects. You just simply do a search on them. And if I type in sunburn, here's the picture that I used. Now, could have used some of these others. And just for, I suppose, just to see what it does, let's do this. We'll download this picture. And it's titled Bikini. Save it. Where did I put it? Okay. So now if I go back to the artificial intelligence engine, this is the one we just downloaded. And let's see what it says here. It says person in swimwear. And what I find interesting is the red, they're saying has a 75% chance of being swimwear, and the blue only has a 59% chance. It's kind of interesting. Labels, well, I guess here's the labels they've assigned to it: the artificial intelligence and the web entities: sunburn, hair removal, skin, suntanning, image. And of course, they match the image to other sites. And as far as safe search, well, they're very much saying that this is a racy pick. Well, racy pick is not in violation of YouTube's area of content, but you are starting to approach the line. So you want to be very careful with the type of pics you use. There is, under the YouTube Creator Academy, how to make effective thumbnails and titles. This is an entire video course for those that would like to try it.
Question, will you have links to the sites you are showing?
I can do that. Absolutely, I can do that. Matter of fact, so I do not forget, let me do this. This is the link to the artificial intelligence. So that's the link to the artificial intelligence. All I did here was I just did a Google search for creating YouTube thumbnails. I don't know that I need to specify any link for that. And best practices comes up under that. Free picks.
Yes, Cecilia's saying she's new to all this, so links would help her
Okay.
tremendously.
Pixabay is just one of a number of sites. There's probably 15 or 20 sites out there where you can download royalty-free images to use. Just whenever you do use any of this stuff, be cautious. Look at each picture that you go to download and make sure that you see the licensing on it, so that you're not in violation of using somebody else's pictures and or videos or illustrations that could cause you grief in the way of copyright issues. Big Bear, what do you mean you got kicked out?
Salvatore would like to see you do something on channel borders, so we have to write that down maybe for next week.
Okay. So, as far as doing a thumbnail picture, Gemini Homestead, type in some topic in the channel here. Or anybody.
I use our own pictures all the time if I do the thumbnails, because I know how to edit them.
Well, and that's what I want to run through real quick. Oh, now she
said
says,
do
do,
what?
do what? Do what? All right. I just want somebody to throw out country flags. Gilda Gardner.
Cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce.
Gotta have shrimp.
All right. I don't know if we'll come up with anything. Well, these 4 images came back for cocktail sauce on this particular site. So let's just grab this one just for grins and giggles. We're gonna do the download because we can tell the cocktail sauce is right here. So we'll do a download. I don't need a real big one. Well, we'll just download the default.
Jeez, look for a picture of a beaver eating cheesecake. Oh my God.
We'll just name it sample. And we're going to edit this in a free program called paint.net. And you can edit a picture in your choice of editors. But paint.net is totally free. It's a very powerful tool as far as editing pictures. But let's just do it, I'm going to say kind of the rough and sassy way here. We're going to first, 8 by 720. Let me first explain the ratios. So I'm going to come back to here, and I'm going to say 16 by 9 resolution or aspect ratio. I can go either way with that. And when I do this, as you can see, I just typed in 16 by 9 resolution. It instantly shows me here different pixel sizes that are the equivalent to 16 by 9 aspect ratios. The magic number that YouTube wants to see is this one right here, 1280 by 720. So now I know my two numbers. It's 1,280 pixels in width by 720 pixels high. And that's considered to be a high definition resolution. So we'll go back to our picture, the image, and I want to resize it. So if I do that's not good enough, so 1280. Okay. By maintaining the exact same aspect ratio, leaving that button checked, and making the width 1280 gives me a height of 851. So I'm going to first do this. I will click OK. I've just resized this picture. In that quick flash, it has resized it to 1,280 pixels in width. Now for the image, I'm going to change the canvas size. If you notice, it says 1280 by 851, which is what it currently is. I'm not going to maintain the aspect ratio because I want to make it the right size. 720 is the height that I need it to be. And in looking at this picture, if I'm going to chop some of this off because I'm decreasing the height, where would I want this picture to sit? And I'm going to say, because it's for the cocktail sauce, I'm going to cut some off the top. So I'm going to hook it in the center of the bottom, say OK, and I now have a correctly sized 1280 by 720 thumbnail size image. So I'll just save it. I'm going to save it as, so you can see the difference between the two. Sample 1. Okay. Let's see what's the easiest way to show this. This is the original. And this is the modified. We'll get them side by side here. So you can kind of see the difference here. You see the difference in height easily. The width is also different. This other one's much bigger. So I now have an image that I can upload to YouTube as a thumbnail. But it's kind of blah, it's just a picture. Do we want to put some text in it? I find that the easiest way to add text into a picture, especially because we do it anyway, is with a video editor. So I'm just going to import that picture. Sample 1. We'll bring it down here on the timeline. So there's my picture. Now I want to add text. So I'm just going to bring that down. And I'm going to edit my text.
Lippy's saying there's not enough notebook paper there for her to take notes.
Well, that's the magic of the YouTube videos. You can replay them as often as you like. All right. Here's where I'm going to add my text with whatever your favorite editor might be. I'm sure that there's a location in it.
Kilted Gardner's asking what editor you are using.
The one that I currently have up here right now happens to be Power Director. I could have used any of them, but I had Power Director open because I was working on another project, so I just threw it up here. Power Director is very nice because it has some preset things that I can quickly use to show. We'll just use that text. We're going to, what do you want to do with it? Let's, sample thumb. So I can make this any way I want it. When I'm happy with it, I'll say okay. And all of your, again, to the best of my knowledge, every video editing program has the ability to go in and take a snapshot anywhere within the program. A lot of them call it freeze frames, but there is an option to take a picture somewhere within that. So I'll do that. This one happens to be snapshot 71. We'll hit save. It actually created that. It stuck it into the program. That's the way this particular program works. We're going to take it out of there. We're going to go back into File Explorer. And right here, and again, I'm going to open this within paint.net. So this is my sample thumbnail that I just created. So I added it, I made it to size, I added the text, put it anywhere I wanted to put it. Now the only problem is, and it's a very slight problem, this is still a 16:9 aspect ratio, but the image is too big. Now I can go in and I can change that within this particular program. I just never have because I always double check my sizes before I upload anyway. So I can just come in here and resize. If you notice, it's a 1920 by 1080. Well, that's the same ratio. So a 1280 by 720, click that in there, say okay, and save it. And I now have a thumbnail ready to upload. Now there's other types of things you can do here, and you can do them within your editing program like this. You can do them within a lot of Photoshop editing programs. But you can perhaps make a sidebar here that's of say a solid color of a green or a blue or a black, and then a contrasting text, and write the text down. You can cut off a corner. You can put a border around it. There's lots of different ways that you can individualize your thumbnail for your liking. Good evening, North Star Prep Center. Now there's a gal that's very good at some graphics, some graphic work. So that's a quick how you do the thumbnail. As far as uploading it, let's we're going to go into the YouTube Studio Beta. And we're going to go into videos, because when you upload a video, this is where it is. And a couple different ways you can do this. You go to the options here, and I'm sorry, you cannot do it there. Just go in and just click the video that you want to change it on. Now, if you notice, the thumbnail that I have on this one, this was for the promo for last night's Monday Night Live. I uploaded the promo, and YouTube selected these 3 pictures out of that promo video for possible thumbnails. So it's very similar to the one that I picked, but not quite. The one that it picked out, it had some more overlay. I'm going to call it busy area in the bottom. It made it not as clear, not as easy to read. So I created my own, and I uploaded it. If you've done this same thing, if you remember, I have said you can change thumbnails at any time. If I go into this thumbnail, I click on options, I can just change it. Or I can download this thumbnail. So if I change it, it would, whatever thumbnail I choose to upload would just take its place. Of course, you do have to click save when you're done. TubeBuddy has the ability to custom do some thumbnails. We have TubeBuddy, matter of fact, I have it right here. Let's create a thumbnail. And if I were to click on it, it gives you an option of using a still frame from a video or a solid color or an image or existing thumbnail. And then various layers, you can put in some text, you can add other images on top of it, you can preview it, and lastly, you can publish it. So, TubeBuddy does have a thumbnail generator. So does vidIQ. So there's a lot of options out there. Is there what type of camera do you need to record and upload video? Any type.
Starts asking what program you were using before. And Missy is asking what is TubeBuddy.
Okay. TubeBuddy, if you go down underneath this video, you're going to find a link. Matter of fact, let me try this. Tube. There you go. Smudge gave you a link to TubeBuddy. By all means, download it and use it. There is a free version, and that's what you get. And it's just tons of help as far as making suggestions on helping you as far as tags, best practices, descriptions, a host of other things. If you get into the paid version, there's other things. You can get discounts on paying for music that is free to use or copyright free.
And Cecilia's asking what type of camera do you need to record and upload a video. I told her that for the most part we use iPhones, but you can say what other kind of cameras you have.
Any type of camera, especially to get started. Most people have a phone that's capable of taking videos. The phones of today have a much higher quality video than video cams of just a very short time ago. So a brand new iPhone or Google phone or Android phone today has a much higher quality video camera within than, say, a dedicated camcorder from 5 years ago.
Do you use the same kind of process to change this dorky pink icon next to my channel name? Sure, I grow Marilyn. Come on in.
Oh, okay. Well, Chipper's Family Adventures. I see what you're referring to there. Now, here's what you can do.
That's your Google icon.
That's your Google icon. So you can actually create a logo for yourself and upload it to your Google account, and it'll show up right there. Ours, we use a picture of Smudge, for example. And let me see.
Yes, Cecilia, an LG phone will work just fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me here, we'll just go into Roots and Refuge real quick. It may be a little bit tough for you to see, but they have a picture of their entire family as a logo, where you have the pink C. If we go into well, I don't know what Little Mountain Life is going to have, but we're going to find out. They have a picture of their family in here. So again, this is just an uploaded area that they have done. Now, in their particular banner, they've chosen not to have any text. It's a very pretty picture. And banners can be another whole topic for another whole hour. And we can delve more into that if there is enough interest. But Self-Reliant Roadshow, Prep Setter Bob has a self-image of himself.
Yes, Chipper. Email us, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Put in the subject line Tuesday night suggestion, and then just put your suggestions in the body of the letter. Tracy, take care, sweetie. Love ya.
Now,
Chippers, we all start somewhere, so it's cool.
Oh, absolutely. Something a lot of people are not necessarily aware of or hadn't thought about, but even a non-used phone, if you have an older phone that you've replaced it with the newer one, but you want this older phone just to take videos with, you do not have to have it activated
To use the camera.
to use the camera.
I thought about doing that with my HTC.
Yeah, you do not have to have it activated to use the camera. It will still record and produce video that you can.
You can't record with your landline. Sorry, Cecilia.
But you can record and use video from a phone that's no longer associated with a cell phone account, I guess is the best way to say that. And actually, I hadn't really given this a lot of thought. A lot of times people will replace their phones, do nothing with their old phones. You may be able to pick up an excellent video camera phone for 20 or 30 bucks that somebody has no use for just by putting an ad in a Craigslist or something. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. Mountain Life Montana, I want to chat with you off YouTube. Do you have my number? Do we have Mountain Life Montana number?
I don't think so.
Mountain Life Montana, drop us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Put your number in. I can give you a call after this is over if you'd like.
Anytime farming our backyard. Something Daryl likes to do. Hey, Dave's Backyard Chicken and Outdoors. Yeah, if you're on Facebook, I'd look on Facebook Marketplace or or put it on your timeline that you're looking for an old used cell phone.
Yeah, you
Not
don't.
old, but
Yeah, you don't want to go too old. But
take care, Rich Greenacres.
there's a very good possibility you could not only pick up a phone, but pick up the charger for it and the whole shot. And it's just a perfectly good phone. It just is no longer. They just no longer use it because they've gone out and bought a brand new one. And phones are getting pretty obsolete in about 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Anything else you'd like for me to go over? Remember, if you have a topic you want discussed, please send us an email, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. We'll schedule a show around it, or if there's a number of different topics, we'll schedule a show around that and try to help everybody out. Well, Cecilia, if you have questions, send us an email. We will do our absolute best to help you. Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions that you saw?
Mm-mm.
Well,
By all means, Cecilia. No problem, Misty.
Misty, everybody has a ton of questions when they start, but few places can go answer those for you. And we hope to be one of those places that you can feel free to ask anything you want to ask.
Cecilia's asking how long do your videos have to be?
Okay, Cecilia, until you are somewhat established, I think the maximum length is less than 15 minutes. You can't upload a video over 15 minutes until certain requirements are met. I'm going to say a good thing to get started with is in the 3 to 8 minute range. Typically a trailer type video that tells a little bit about your channel, what people would expect to see on it. Those are best done in the 1.5 to 3 minute range. And we talk a little bit more about that on Thursday nights when we have the opportunity. So Thursday nights we have mini reviews on channels. We just do a look at them from a non-signed-in perspective. How does your channel appear to others? It makes some very general suggestions on how you can improve the appearance of your channel that will try to generate more interest for you, and that in turn generates more views and subscribers and so on and so forth. So thank you all for being here. And
I learned something new tonight. Go me. Lippy. Lippy, have you told Buddy that you learned how to put links in on your About page yet?
Lippy is becoming a real sponge.
I'm telling you.
She's just soaking it all in.
And I've noticed that Roots and Refuge doesn't have titles on their thumbnail images. They are very successful. So what do you count for that type of thumb? We don't. There's a lot of videos we don't put verbiage on our thumbnails.
Okay. Let me just take 2 quick steps backwards here. Anything that we talk about on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights is not gospel, does not have to be. Is best practice doesn't have to always work. Depending upon how the YouTube gods align, virtually anything is possible. It was not that long ago. There was a young lady 20 years old, put out 2 videos, and had, what, 1.5 million subscribers in 4 days, something like that. And nothing she did accounts for it. But somehow YouTube picked up on her videos. People that do professionally review videos said, well, she just hit the YouTube algorithms perfect. And she's a genius. And I think she was just pure ass lucky. But that's my perspective.
I grow Maryland. Okay, so who's going to let me see their notes from tonight? Because I came in when class is finished. Yeah, Loving Ivy. And, yeah, Lucky, and that's it. We know a few channels that have paid for their views and paid for their subscribers. And it got caught up with them.
Okay.
Loving Ivy, I know of a few quote-unquote homestead channels that's how they... I think that's how they get a lot of their views, is because of the not naked thumbnails, but maybe the female, the photo of the female, the back view with maybe teeny tiny bikini bottom and no top on, but all you see is her back and long hair. So it's, it's risque.
This is the channel that I was talking about just a moment ago. And if you notice, this Janelle Elena has 40.1 million views with 9 videos. She only has 9 videos.
That is clickbait, North Star.
She has
that was
almost 2 million subscribers.
Can you believe this? I can't say the last word. It was 4 letters.
This is her.
Not to know.
This is her entire selection of videos.
Mountain Life, Montana. So if I show my back with no shirt, it'll work. It'll not work. Hey, you don't know till you try.
So this is the young lady that just hit the YouTube jackpot as far as getting subscribers. Almost 2 million subscribers. This is in a 3-month time period. How many? Everything she puts out gets over 1 million views.
Well, she's young. She wears minimal minimal clothing.
Shows some skin.
Yeah.
I don't. But still.
Yeah, her titles are in caps. Kilted Gardener. As we said last night when you were coming on to the panel, it's a good thing you didn't have your kilt on then.
I was prepared to shut you off.
Yes, Royal Amethyst Acres. She's the one with the white snake.
Yes.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So if I put smudge over my shoulder like that, do you think we'll get 1 million views? I may be dead or in traction, but
I've not watched any of these last. I know the last 4 videos I've not even seen at all. Anyway, that's the one I was talking about.
yeah, you never know, Misty. Yeah.
So having said that,
No, you're right. I'd be sucking in dog fur. There he is, stupid mutt. I'm surprised he came home and he still had hair with as much fur as he left over all the kids that were petting him this last weekend. Okay, yeah, there you go. Libby just asked Buddy to buy her a van. I got a Honda sitting out in the front yard. You want to convert that for her?
okay, Breakaway Homesteader is doing a live right now. So if you want to go say, Smudge sent me, feel free. I can
Cecilia, why don't you message Daryl when this is done? Or you can message him and he can give you his phone number so he can work with you. Oh, Lordy, the kids loved Smudge this past. Well, not only the kids. I mean, we had adults that came back and back and back. But Ellen's children, especially the littlest Ellie, she's a year. She's Wet and Wonderful, West Virginia. Oh my gosh, that little redhead. And then Zach and Jen's two children. At least every half hour they came back. Yeah, go ahead and email us, Cecilia, twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Oh, isn't she? She is just stinking cute.
Okay. Everybody have a wonderful week. We should be back Thursday evening. We'll do some reviews, have some fun,
David.
and stay warm.
Yeah.
Starting to get cooler.
Yep.
Take care, everyone. Have a great week.
Have a great Wednesday. See you on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.